Hello and welcome to Masters of PR Live. I'm your host Vikram Kharvi on a mission to bring you behind the scenes insights from some of the most inspiring minds in communications, branding, and public relations. Whether you're in the boardroom managing reputational risk, drafting pitches at PR agency, or scaling your brand through storytelling, this show is your weekly pit stop for ideas, insights, and inspiration. Today's conversation is especially close to the heart of what it means to be a modern communicator, agile, multi-sector, and insight-driven. We are talking about the ability to switch gears across industries without losing the plot. The ability to craft stories that stick, whether you are in banking or biotech, and to navigate crisis, culture, and content all at once. And who better to unpack all this than today's guest, Kunal Gupta? He is a rare blend of creative storyteller and a brand strategist with over 18 years in communications world. Kunal has shaped brand narratives for companies across fintech, real estate, entertainment, energy, chemicals, and tech, working with leading names like Sirrus.ai and their brands like Yukio, Ziki. He has also worked with My Own Eco Energy and DNA. He is one of those professionals who doesn't just handle complexity, he thrives on it. Kunal, welcome to Masters of PR Live. We are thrilled to have you.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you for the such a pleasure welcome, and glad to have be on this platform. And really, and it's nice to meet you also. Yep, same here.
Great. So let's begin. So every career has a rhythm. Some march to a plan, others dance through opportunity. So from managing vendor distribution at DNA to leading communications at AI and prop tech startups, how did your journey evolve so organically across roles and industries? What stayed constant throughout?
I started my journey at a very interesting stage in time in Bombay, in the media landscape around like 2005. Uh, we saw a launch that time of DNA, Mirror, Hindustan Times entering the city in the media boom. Uh, I was just getting started with vendor management basically handling everything from distribution, on ground coordination. I had no fancy designation at all. I just started my career at that time, but the experience grounded me. I My job used to start. My first. I remember that day is to catch 4 o'clock morning train and reach and meet all the vendors and all that. But over time, I moved into a PR and communication, but not no any plans. I just moved it out all, but to say just to see a role where and then I can tell some storytelling or something. It impacted me while the media while coordinating with vendors and all. What stayed constant for me is I believe PR is a function like it's a bridge of a trust brand, the people. It's speaking to the whether the media consumer or an internal team. So it's like relationship, storytelling, and intent. These three things have been compassed throughout.
Great. So it said that adaptability isn't just a skill in PR, it's the strategy. And you worked across nearly every major sector from banking, real estate,
Yes,
fintech,
yes.
tech, entertainment, and even chemicals. How do you decode the DNA of each industry to craft relevant, impactful communication strategies?
So every sector has its own lingo. Like from the heart, we're always dealing with people. Like people respond to value, clarity, or trust. I s- I s- I spend time listening to founders basically. I would just
Hmm,
spend time listening to founders, what competitors are doing, and more importantly is to what market is feeling.
hmm,
Once I understand that, I shape that message accordingly.
hmm,
One thing I never I do is like just take what what a client gives and just push up to the media. It has to be a newsworthy thing.
hmm,
That means framing it right way, matching it to the right journalist, sending it to right beat. it's about it's not about coverage. It's about the relevance. So we make that newsworthy and then send it to the particular
Mm, mm,
journalist.
okay. So juggling brands isn't about dividing attention. It's about multiplying clarity. You spoke about
It's
that,
about
right?
really multiplying creativity, Vikram, because your
Correct.
it's, your client might give you anything. Sometimes I have come across to things where something is really not newsworthy.
Mm,
Client says I need something, like get it done. I want something. I have to make them sometime understand, boss. We have to make something news point. I need this. So then
yeah,
work on that data, do some research, put some facts,
correct.
figures, then give an example and then get out. And then call out. But and the end of the day is basically you read to the right journalist. We just nowadays people are like whole bomb list and start calling and do it. It's about a whole research. Like we need to do a research on the journalist side as well. What
Yeah.
people you are reaching. Is he doing the story or not? That is also really important.
Correct. You're currently managing communications for three brands, Sirrus.ai, Yukio, and Ziki. How do you ensure message consistency and brand distinction across such complex portfolios?
So honestly, it's all about respecting each brand, individually. It's like every brand message is completely different. I have different for all the three brands. I have different CMOs, CFOs who deal. So I have to deal with everybody. So everybody's message are completely different.
You're like
So
running an agency with three
running
clients.
running an agency, yes, yes. So but I maintain a clear framework. For each, it's like no overlapping basically, so no confusion. So I maintain a separate calendar. My list is my list, and journalist list, everything is completely separate tone guidelines. So but what gives me a story edge is is my key media network.
Hmm.
That's really important, like which I've built over years, constant meaningful engagement. So that gives me a confident pitch the right story to the right person and that angle and right. So that really helped me till date today. But
Interesting.
it's only is to plan your things properly. Messages just said just any of the three from any of the three brands CEOs give me anything and immediately I call out anything. So I just sit on everything, plan out things, and then do work it out. Everything is there.
Correct. It said that best tech stories don't explain, they translate. And in
No.
your current tech facing roles, how do you turn complex, jargon heavy product narratives into stories that finds relevance, like you said, and resonates with both media and end audiences?
Hmm. So I try to think from a like from a common angle. If you see, not everybody wants to hear about the tech space or a jargon, like because
Correct.
nobody is not that tech savvy from that point of view. They need to understand. So what matter is like how is this solving a real problem. So I spend
Mm,
time with our product team, understanding the use cases, and reshaping those insight with stories
mm,
that anyone, even someone with no tech background, can relate to it. So I focus on human impact basically. So like, what does it change? Like, how does it help? And that angle that works with media, I ensure like that. A user
yeah,
like cases.
true. It's people don't follow logos. We all know they follow leaders who speak like humans.
Hmm.
So, what's your approach to executive visibility and thought leadership in today's fast-moving, trust-efficient digital ecosystem?
That's really key. So I always see like whoever my CXOs, my CFO, anybody's. So like their personal brand in itself, I never go with what's trending. So I sit with
Hmm,
them, ask what does this leader genuinely stands for? What are the convictions that it becomes for the anchor. So where
correct.
we've been, I do a 360-degree approach. So I slowly first, like today, if you ask me, today the core brand visibility is LinkedIn,
Hmm,
which I really feel. One,
hmm,
I make them understand, revamp their profile, start asking them to connect with people, like start
yeah.
connect, like start writing something on specific on their particular industry, do some research, take some
Mm,
data point, make some point of 10 brief and put it, post it, start commenting on journalist articles, viewpoints when journalists write it. So that is one point. Then there's industry stories passion. I've always been in touch with that kind of industry segment, what my CXO is expert in. So that
mm,
we participate in industry forums, then pitch for author articles, and make him LinkedIn. We have to make him like we try to make him so visible that he is a voice of that LinkedIn in that particular sector,
mm,
in his segment. Try to reach that his TG audience, and constant narrative that feels real basically.
mm.
So we cannot like we can't fake authenticity, but at that audience and media pick up on that most, that visibility. So I think that's 360 bro. So speakership also is one of the part, an author article, story online, industry code. So my approach is all 360. I just don't focus on one particular thing. Basics from the LinkedIn social media to the online and trade speaker everything.
Understand. At my own Eco Energy, you led marketing, PR, and franchise development all under one roof. How do cross-functional experience like that elevates your storytelling and strategic clarity as a communicator?
So that role taught me every functional, like really in marketing, PR, franchises, they all speak in the same language.
Hmm.
Everything I had to speak, whether I was talking to the consumer, the
Hmm.
retailer, partners, and investors, the brand story had been unified basically.
Hmm.
So it made me sharper, goal, internal goal, external messages. Also, and also when you work, and so when you work across teams like uh, team like that, you develop an empathy for the sales guys on ground. The investor pushing,
Yes.
on the growth, and the media asking the same question. That were really strategic begin when every point of that path. So the
Right.
messaging I always kept it very clear. Marketing has this brand message, PR
Hmm.
has this brand, but the brand message were always the same. I used to sit with the sales guys, understand what my sales director. I used to sit with them. "Okay, what's the point? What we need to focus on the brand." So communication strategy was same, and in fact, I really at Myoconergy, my experience was I myself was involved into sometimes sales calls. When there was a distributor meet, I used to always there.
Hmm.
So that helped me understand better, and
Right.
the message went well to make understand the journalist as well, to make understand the investor, the sales, and the franchisee model also.
Got it. You've done IPO campaigns and product launches as well. So you've seen both fast wins and long term brand building journeys. What's your strategy for balancing short term media coverage with lasting brand equity?
So I look at it as a spirit and a marathon running side by side, a marathon running
Mhm.
side by for like for a high stake moment like IPO. You
Mm,
need for like an IPO you need a quick impact like headline worthy, story visibility, uh, a big but that should come at a cost of long term brand recall.
mm,
What even while we go aggressively for launches, I always build a slower narrative in the background. The stories about vision, leadership that was built really equity, that builds really equity. Getting a bombard with IPO with road shows plan and with a media buying space, we should ensure n number of full of coverages. But that is
mm.
a short time pick. I always had a
Understand.
back end viewpoint with the clients that we should do. This is there, but backside we should always do a brand visibility on other side to slowly narratives, participating on all the story angles, thought leadership. So that IPO is always there, but that relationship with that journalist and that story angle is always not. So I should always suggest to do lots of RBM, do lots of this thing. that is back and take some time, remove some time. Roadshow is always there. Roadshow is just distributing a press release, meeting, or doing a press release, and finishing it off. I always suggest them, "Ki, no, boss, you have to please sit, give me some time." I used to ask for extra time. Now we need to give media an extra time and sit with them, make them available for all kind of stories which I can amplify well, a small time, where that brand gets a long term brand recall. So yeah, that was my strategy during the IPOs.
Yeah. So you worked with agencies and in-house as well. So agencies like the spark, in-house teams keep the fire alive. What are the key mindset shift or skill sets that PR professionals need to thrive in each setting?
So in agencies is all about juggling with multiple clients, being creative on your feet, and in corporate it's more like long term. You go deep
Hmm.
into your brand, align with business goals,
Yeah.
uh, become a part of a strategy. So the big the biggest shift that you are not serving, it's the brand, it's a brand anymore. You own it. So it's your own brand. When you speak it, it's the challenge. So also, let's be honest, like PR, it's not about spamming a journalist, or chasing a vanity of the coverage. It's all about building a relationship. It's all about building a relationship, understanding the media needs of being strategic. I always say that the media isn't your loudspeaker. They are your partner. So treat them that way. So that
Hmm.
always been my strategy.
Right. So coming to crisis, in a crisis, your first move isn't damage control; it's clarity again. And crisis communication is becoming more unpredictable with social media today. It outrages the cycles. How do you prepare brands, especially in high stake sectors, for potential reputational risks?
The best time to prepare for the crisis is like be prepared before it happens. So I
Correct.
always make sure the basics are in place, like a crisis book, basically, real time monitoring tool, a clear coordination between, first has to be with your internal stakeholders like the CXOs and the legal team and the PR person.
Right.
These three has to be aligned completely. They have to be in big time coordination. But most importantly, the response has to feel human. Don't hide jargons. Say what happened. Say what you are doing, and say it what empathy. So that's how you protect your reputation in the long run.
Yeah.
So this three department has to be first lingual and be honest to each other first of all. That has to be a clear clarity before having a big time crisis, and be clear that I know it very well, not others, but if something happens, then we have to be very crisp and clear, say the truth, and
Correct.
may not be completely truth, but has to be very lingual to the public.
Correct. And in the age of content overload, how do you approach storytelling so that your campaigns stand out and leave a memory with audience?
So for me, every campaign has to answer like punting. Why should someone care? Like what's the emotions or relevance here? So I use classic storytelling like character, problems, solutions, and work with creators, platform, and the right media to deliver it in a way that's connect. It's not about like dumping information. Like it's about speaking and it's like sparking a feeling.
Got it. So, for younger generations entering the industry today, what are the three foundational skills or mindset you believe will keep them relevant over the next decade?
So for the younger generations, like first, I would say uh, curiosity always, like big, dig bit deeper, read more, read more. Second, empathy. Know your journalist. Do a well research on the journalist. Like you can't just be very blind and say, particularly call this journalist for all the sectors. What
Hmm.
day is your friend? No, but you have to
Hmm.
have a good research, like for your brand basically. If you don't
Mm.
understand them, your message won't land them at all. So
Correct.
third would be adaptability. The tool and platform will keep on changing. So
Mm.
you got to keep learning. Nowadays, people really like they, are, they don't even attempt to sometimes learn. No, I don't. But yes, you should keep it because PR is about we are. It's changing. Its time is changing. You
Yeah.
need to adapt with various tools, various apps are coming up. We need to align with that and grow PR together. PR will never go off, but yes, we have to be aligned with the tools and things which are coming. So also be professional. Like don't call a journalist like a call center. Like people
Mm.
generally just today call like a call center to follow them, engage them, follow them basically, follow them, see to them, connect with them, and see what their story. So I myself do that part when I like till date today I do it. I keep a track whoever's doing which coverages because handling as you know like I handle a small group.
Mm.
uh, Sometime there is a need of that particular journalist also that he wants to connect with few journalists, so I keep this
Mm.
track. So I help him because now you can connect him. So keep a track. So you build a real time network, make your contact list
Mm.
better by that way. Because media list might be very old. Sometimes you ask for a media list, somebody, it's might be old and you just start calling. Okay.
Yeah.
Research today in real time will really help these people.
Understand. So finally, last question for you, Kunal. If you had to distill your 18 years of PR wisdom into one golden principle, what would that be, and why has it guided you so far?
Uh, it would be, like earn the right to be heard. In PR, the noise is easy. Trust is not. You
Mm.
can push stories, but if you haven't built credibility, no one really listen.
Mm.
Whether it is media, consumer, or an investor, they tone into only when they trust the voice,
Mm.
and that's what I always focus on.
Amazing. Kunal, this has been a powerhouse session. Thank you for your candor, clarity, and sharing lessons that I know will help many communicators out there. To our viewers, if you are walking away from this episode with one new insight or a strategy, our job is done. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, tag your team, and follow Wikipedia for more such episodes of Masters of PR Live from the Masters of the Craft. Until next time, keep communicating with purpose, perspective, and PR that lasts. Thank you so much. Ronald,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for your time.
Thank you, Vikram. Thank you.
Thank you.